Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome, welcome. How exciting. Okay, I'll give everybody a chance. This is so great. Hello. Hello, Alexa. We'll talk to you later. Hello, everybody. So exciting. Hello, hello. Thank you, Chloe. We'll do our best. I'm so glad everybody's able to join. My name is Dia. I am the founder of Community 66. Hello, hi, Derek. Hello, sweetie. How are you? You look like you had a great vacation, by the way, in Bermuda. And there's Shelly. Hi, Shelly. Wow. So good to be, to have everybody. Oh, wow. I love waving at everybody. We're just waiting a few minutes. You're wondering what I'm doing. We're just waiting to have everybody join us. So let me just give you, while we're waiting, I wanted to give you a little bit of information about Community 66 that for those of you that do not know this brand, we are available now at Sephora, really close to my heart. This is the first time that I have actually started a brand of my own. I've worked with some really great brands, and this has given me a lot of insight as to what I wanted this brand to be. So Community 66, 66 days to forming a healthy habit, and more importantly, I don't know about you, but I don't have a lot of time. I'm a super busy person. I do a lot of crazy things. I'm, starting a brand. I am, started a brand, finished a brand, consistently working on a brand, but also I'm a mom, although I'm a mom of very big men, but I'm still a mom. You have a household, you have so many things going on. So Community 66 to me is about maximizing your time on earth, being able to enjoy, the days, because they go. The other day, somebody said something that freaked me right out. They're like, oh, I have about 20 summers left in my life. And I was like, oh my God, whoever thinks of that? When you put everything, in time, it's crazy how different it is. So, and the other thing for me was about creating skincare that was really easy. I think somewhere along the line, it got super complicated. It became about, too much of mixing and matching and playing bathroom chemist. And I don't know about you guys, but I just don't have that kind of time. So we really built out these really healthy stacked formulas that were there to answer all of the questions, so you didn't have to play guesswork. And also just, being able to know that you had three things to do. You had three things. You had to wash your face, you have to moisturize your face, and you have to put on sunscreen. So we covered all those three. We base it on skin types. We really try to make sure that we have excellent formulations. I know, and we're going to talk about it a little later. We're going to talk about some of the smells, or shall we say lack of smell, but that has created some sense to the products, why they smell the way they do, why we chose the ingredients that we did. We are so excited. We have two really amazing people that are going to be joining us that are skin fanatics, that are very well noted in the industry. Adaleta, who's going to be joining us, and Glopedia, which you may know as Alexa. I'm sure you do. I am so honored to be Adaleta, and she's going to be joining us on this live in a few seconds. I just accepted her. There she is.
Hi.
Hello. I am so happy to have you join me, because I'm just rattling on here, and I'm like, I just really need to be able to introduce you. So thank you so much for joining.
I'm really excited to do this because so I used to have a podcast and I loved talking to beauty founders and getting into your mind, understanding why you created the brand. You're like,
This mine, I don't
understanding
know.
why you created the brand and also, the behind the scenes of all the products because people want to know where the ingredients are coming from, what is the efficacy. I mean, it's just all those fun questions. So I'm just really excited to be here and doing this live with you.
Oh, well, I'm so happy to have you. I think one of the things for me, I was really excited is because I like talking to people that have had a lot of exposure to products as well, because I
Yeah.
think there's kind of a little bit of a movement for me where we're kind of moving into a space where I know we're throwing around the word, skin minimalism, like
Yeah.
properly, because I'm usually blah, blah. Um, and I think for me, it may mean something different than it means to somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means to you. Maybe, I'll go first and then you could go as the founder of Community 66. For me, when we developed skin minimalism or the concept behind it, it was really just about making it simple. It was about kind of pre-doing everything so everybody could just put it on, know they were using effective, really great ingredients that everybody's talking about, and get out the door. But I think too, it was part of my whole move, my shift in life too, because I
Yeah.
know you are going to be having a
Yes.
very
Keeping
human
everything
gender reveal.
below the screen is not on camera, but we've got a big belly bump. So I'm keeping that off camera for you guys. But so skin minimalism. I have really enjoyed hearing more about this and kind of understanding the trend and where this is going because for the longest time, as you can imagine, you see all the PR packages and all the products that are coming, especially in the skincare space. And I've got one face. It's really hard to try all of these products and do like a full 10 plus skincare routine, 10 steps or more, because you don't have time. And some days you just don't feel like doing it. And I know it does become a habit and routine sometimes, but as an about to be new mom, you're a mom, it's just, you don't have enough time. Like there's just not enough hours in the day to do all this stuff. And it gets really confusing. So I'm just really happy that you've kind of focused on this because it makes life so much easier. And I want to talk about that in particular because when I opened your products a few weeks ago, people were asking like, wait, it's minimalistic, but there's so many products. And it's like, well, yeah, but like you're only going to use 2 or 3. You're not going to use all 10 products. You just sent me the full spectrum so I can figure out, what's going to work best for me. So I want to talk about kind of the tiers, but I also will say that I saw somebody ask, what's your favorite product? I have it right next to me. I actually have a couple favorite products. I'm going to quickly mention the hydrating eye cream because I'm obsessed with eye creams because I've obviously not been sleeping as well. I'm uncomfortable like most nights, so the under eyes need some help. So that is my like top. But then the other one I've really been enjoying is the hydrating cream cleanser, available now at Sephora, which I commend you on. I think being at Sephora is just huge, but also like the fact that all these products are launching. So those are my favorite products. I'm going to hand it back to you before I rattle on because I just love everything so much.
No, well, and thank you so much. Like, I mean, a nice plug. Thanks. But the hydrating cream cleanser is new, and that's a really good point about all the products. So, yeah, we have 9 products. Really, by all accounts, that's nothing compared
Right.
to what the brands have like 50. You ever try to shop some of the skincare products? There's like 50 of one product. There's AHA, BHA, 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 like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, whoa, I
They
can't do
take the whole back section of Sephora and the skincare, and you're like, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think that was one of the reasons where, we kind of took a step back and went, okay, how do we do this? So like the hydrating cream is a really good example. Yes, all skin types can use it, but if you tend to be a little bit more combination, more to the drier, I mean, we did build it out based on skin types, which kind of goes back to the good old days, whatever days those were, where we were talking skin types. Somewhere along the lines, we stopped talking about skin types completely and we just went right into conditions. We just went, okay, you've got this, you need this, 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 and this. But skin types do matter. I mean, do
Yeah.
you agree? Or,
I
I think,
do. I would love your take on that, because I do find that a lot of people often are using skincare for a skin type they had maybe like a decade ago. You know, they had like combination, and now like their skin is very clearly dry, and they're still using products that aren't really meant for their skin type. So I'm kind of curious, like, how you make the shift, because my skin has also changed throughout pregnancy multiple times, and I've kind of shifted things around as well. So I feel like people don't know that they need to like keep changing things, not necessarily to say that they always have to buy a new skincare routine, but I mean, your skin is not always dry. It's not always combo. It may be normal for a certain period, but then it may not be normal. You know, it all depends on what you're eating, what you're doing, the weather, all of that. So I think that that's something that people miss often, because they tell me, they're like, my skin's been combo, and then they'll send me photos. And again, I'm not a dermatologist or qualified.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know if you're using the right products, you know, like that's just my own personal opinion. And so then they go to a dermatologist, and sure enough, their skin was the complete opposite of what they thought it was. So I just think that there needs to be knowledge in that too, in terms of you've got to figure out what your skin type is like now.
Yeah, and I think you got to start there. That's really where you start. Like, my skin is dry. That
Yeah.
comes with age. It comes with losing, you know, hyaluronic acid. It comes with losing elastin. Pretty much lost everything there. So I'm like trying to
You
replace.
look great though. You look so good.
But that's why I talk about moisture, and that's why that number 2 step that I always reference, that one is wash your face, because I can't believe that people don't wash their face before they go to bed. I get it once in a while, but honestly, it's not just makeup, it's skin dirt, I call it, like just all over everything just like sticks to your skin. But really important to just wash your face. Take that extra minute, or do it as soon as you get home, like whatever is going to work for you.
Yeah.
And then that's why, I mean, I actually love the cream cleanser too. I use this and the melting balm, one to remove my makeup, the
cleanse
to really hydrate. Like, this has the polyglutamic acid and the hydrating acid. When we developed the cleansers, by the way, people were like, you're putting too much stuff in a cleanser. You don't need this much in a cleanser. Oh, that's what I was told. Like, the chemists were telling me that's a lot of really rich stuff in a cleanser. But at the end, to me, there's a huge payoff, because you want your skin to be it's really prepping it, and also kind of combining almost the toner effect. So not having to do another toner on top. It really does leave almost this essence on your skin. But yeah, moisturizing is so super important, but it has to be almost designed for your skin type. Because if you're super oily, you're not going to want something that has a lot of you know, richness to it, or emollient. Like, you're not going to need shea like in it, for example. But I find people are well, and those oily people out there, I know you're resistant to putting a moisturizer on, but it's a really good, you really needed to create that.
It is. And I actually saw that Kessa mentioned that the lack of actual hydration on your skin is what causes the oil production that your body creates. And you don't want your body to produce the oil on your skin, because typically it's going to be excreting what you've been eating, and it's not going to be good. It's going to clog your pores. So I think that's another misconception that people don't often talk about, is that when you have oily skin, you tend to stay away from super hydrating, like oils and things of this nature, but actually you really need it. It's your body telling you like, hey, I'm going to keep producing oil because I feel parched. But you don't want your body to do that, because it's not going to create a jojoba oil. It's going to create like a greasy oil that's going to clog the skin. So I do think there's a lot of this. You just have to be in tune with what your skin's doing, how it feels. Like you said, if it's tight, if it feels a little too greasy, like what's going on, and kind of cater to that. And I think that your products do a really good job of that, because my skin is super dry right now. And I'm usually not a dry person, like, ever. And so now I'm like, okay, applying all the hydration, but I also don't want cleansers that are going to strip me and make me feel even worse and feel tight. So I just think that you've done a really good job. And I use everything kind of interchangeably between the nighttime and the daytime. It's fantastic. And the sunscreen too, it beautifully blends into the skin, but it also has a hydrating element versus drying again. So for me, I'm like really focusing on hydration, right?
If you look at a lot of the products, they all have a lot of antioxidants in them and a lot of hydrating properties, which is, that to me is like what you need. Now, of course, there's kind of like the superpower ingredients that you'll find a lot of it in the night resurfacing night serum. And actually some people were saying, oh my gosh, your night cream is like so strong. And it's 1.5% retinol. And it is definitely if you're going to use one cream, that's the one you want to use. And it doesn't mean you use it every night. You start at, it's like feeding a baby. You'll start, problem is that still the way it goes. Mine, it's been a long time. And, my kids are like in their 30s.
Oh my God. Yeah. So you're past the point. Here I am. I'm about to be awake every hour.
Yeah, my kid's eating like a tomahawk steak. I got another, somebody's vegetarian. Like I've got everything. But yeah, you're going to be awake. It's interesting. Like you're going to have to create these. And I said this to you, and I meant it 100% when we were developing this brand. I've got somebody on my team. Hi, Shelly, who is a mom of two, and her little one's like she's got a 4-year-old, and I believe Georgia. You don't kill me if I'm wrong. 6, going on 7. It's a lot of work. And so you don't have all that time. So she's balancing, and she's like, I use my night cream at night, and it's so great that I know that's all I have to use. And then in the morning she goes my night cream, her eye cream, because it needs to save her from any puffiness. So yeah, it's really interesting,
So Sam was asking, she mentioned she also loves the SPF. Does she also need an additional moisturizer? Or is this, in lieu of any other moisturization?
That is such a good point. Again, it's definitely hydrating and moisturizing. So we go out of our way to make sure, as I mentioned, the products are super hydrating. It does have moisturizing properties in it. So if you wash your face and just put on your SPF and stay inside, head outdoors, again, it's fine. It's fine. So you don't need to have another moisturizer over top. If your skin has certain conditions, like it's super oily, then if you want to add the oil control, that will help because it has the grapeseed, it has azelaic acid in it, the oil control. It will then, as you mentioned, it kind of gives you that balance that you still need when you do have oily skin. And then you can put your SPF, but you can just do your SPF alone. Yeah.
So how did you segment out the products? So you've got the normal to dry, normal to combo. Is that it? Am I missing one?
So we've got, we pretty much have dry, which would be, again, while we're almost forced to categorize in this industry. So you can move around. You said it right at the very beginning. You can mix and match and play around with products. So that's totally cool. Yeah. You can. You know your skin better than anybody. Except your local dermatologist or esthetician, because they get very personal with your skin. But generally, when your skin is dry, when your makeup isn't going on as smoothly, that there's something off, it could be, your skin is lacking, your skin is shifting, your hormones are shifting, nutrition and hormones plays a big factor. It's, while skincare is great on a topical level, we have to also remember, and I always say this, the skin is an organ. You need to treat it as such. Yeah. It does have a way of functioning and repairing itself. You don't need to do a whole lot of stuff to it. What you do need to do is protect it, and because it's protecting your organs, that's what it's designed to do. So I think it's really important that we remember that and don't have to, add a lot of stuff. So what I did do was I did segment it to make life easy. So you have dry, and in terms of dry, you have our oil balm cleanser, and you have our nourishing rich moisturizer. And boy, they're behind me here. I'm just going to pull everything here because I was so pretty. My shelves back there. And reach over and knock stuff over. So we have our nourishing rich moisturizer, and we put it specifically in a very cool pump. That's all you need. This has shea butter in it. It's really rich. It has hyaluronic acid in it. It has a lot of antioxidants in it, sweet potato root. Somebody mentioned something, and I wanted to just touch on it. We did go out of our way to put this little different little circle, and what that says is suggested quantity, because a lot of people never know how much they need. So like for SPF, you're going to need more than that. But for your other products, that's about all the amount that you need. So it goes a super, super long way. And you really need to rub this moisturizer in. So it's so smooth, beautiful. So again, the products are really, and is there a smell? Some people like it. Some people don't. Not
I
good.
like that it's unscented, honestly, because I know as soon as there's any sort of like fruity floral scent, I'm like, there's some kind of fragrance in here. It's probably going to cause my sensitive skin a little bit of redness for a bit. Like, I kind of like that it's unscented personally.
I know. Well, we wanted to, like, definitely it's vegan, gluten free, except for the eye, because there's a little bit of wheat in the eye, full transparency, which is,
Yep.
we are very honest about everything that we do, everything we don't test on animals. We really go out of our way. And of course, fragrance free. Now, for some people, um, they don't like some of the smells because they're raw smells, and they're smells that you get from a retinol, smells that you get from, again, as I mentioned, polyglutamic. There's certain antioxidants, but it dissipates. It really does go away.
Can we talk about polyglutamic acid? Because this is kind of a new one. It's kind of like a little bit of a buzzword. Everyone's talked about retinol. We've been talking about niacinamide, squalene, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things, but the polyglutamic is kind of new. So let's talk about that one a little bit more.
Yeah, polyglutamic acid has been used in some very expensive moisturizers for quite a long time, but it's never had its time. It's spotlight, and now spotlight. Polyglutamic acid comes from the azuki bean. So if you're familiar with an edamame bean, if you pull it apart, it's got that kind of ooey goodness to it, and it's got that springy, almost like I would reference like an aloe vera.
Okay.
Look, that's what it's like. If you smell it, it doesn't smell the best. It doesn't smell bad. It just smells a little bit more not fragrancy.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like a fruit, right? So, but it is such a super hydrating ingredient. So while hyaluronic acid works beneath the surface of the skin, polyglutamic acid actually has a larger molecule, and it sits on the surface of the skin. So we've developed the product. If I look at the hydrating gel moisturizer, which is my go-to, and for somebody, I know you live in a very hot climate. If you go into some of these climates, you don't want to feel like you're wearing a lot of heaviness on your face, even if you're oily, right? That's the one thing that people with oily skin hate. It's that feeling of heavy or tacky. And if you do wear foundation, you really do want a little bit of that prime. So that's all the reason we created the hydrating gel moisturizer. So it has polyglutamic acid in it, which holds 5 times its weight in 5 times more hydrating actually than hyaluronic acid. So that's not for me. So what I did was I took everything that's hydrating and put it into this. So it does have that multimolecular weight hyaluronic acid. Sounds very.
And it beautifully just blends into the skin. You said it perfectly. What I thought of this is it's kind of like a primer, beautiful underneath the makeup, just because it has a little bit of that emollients to it.
Yeah, it goes on. So somebody referenced this as if you were looking for that glass skin. That's the best way. I guess everybody needs to kind of have a visual. People talk about donuts and they talk about glassy, but this is really what this does. It is super hydrating. So if you have a little bit of those fine lines, or if you feel like your foundation isn't going on smooth, if you want something light but really super hydrating. So the difference between, for example, of a hydrating gel moisturizer versus a rich, nourishing moisturizer is the rich, nourishing moisturizer is for somebody who is really hydrated, wants that kind of what I'm going to reference as a barrier cream.
Yeah.
Really what this is. It's an occlusive. It locks in everything. The hydrator gel is a little bit, it's lightweight, it goes on, it feels refreshing.
It does.
And it's super smooth. Like, this is my go-to. This is what I wear. People always say to me, I have decent skin. Like, you have really nice skin. I always get you don't look bad for your age.
I wish people knew how to word these things a little bit better, but yeah, this is beautiful. It's very lightweight, very thin, has kind of like a cooling, refreshing element to it. Gets kind of, it feels like it's getting deep in the pores too, but it's not overbearing. I really just like how it's like lightweight. That's really the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it looks at, again, it looks like a little bit of a creamy, almost milky gel, and
Right.
then when you put it on, it just turns into this very just a kind of a clear sheer gel that goes on. So, and again, there is no smell. I know some people have referenced it smells a little. Again, I'm going to be fully honest. They're like, it smells a little gluey. You know what it is? It's actually, and thank you for bringing this up. It's actually the polyglutamic acid that you're smelling. It's that it's that bean. That's what it is, and it doesn't feel. It's not tacky or sticky or anything. So it just goes on like velvet. So, yeah, it's one of my. When somebody asked what was my favorite product, that's my favorite product. I love it. So.
Yeah. I think the other thing I want to mention too, because for me personally, I'm all about multitasking products, things that can be used for more than one thing. And I really want to say that I love the fact that the SPF is also the moisturizer, and not like the fake stuff. Like, you know, when people do foundation and SPF, it's not really real SPF. This is like the real stuff. So I love that. But also with the one we just talked about, this is a primer for your makeup, your day, but it's also a moisturizer. The eye cream is incredible. I find, and this is a new tip that I've been learning from, you know, all the Gen Z on TikTok,
Yeah.
but the eye cream we're applying kind of all under the eyes, all over. But the new tip that I've been hearing is you also apply the eye cream into the laugh lines, because the peptides and all the caffeine and everything will actually help not necessarily make the laugh line go away, but it's going to lighten the lines here. So that's been like my favorite tip recently. And I don't think this is groundbreaking, but maybe it is.
Well,
but I just learned this from the kids on TikTok too.
okay, so kids on TikTok, you learned it from this grandma here, because let me tell you something. I have been saying this for those of you that have no idea who I am, and nor should you. I'm not I'm no popular anybody, but I've been in this industry for 30 years. I've worked with a lot of different brands, but I have been talking about this for years. So should I say my age? I'll tell you my age. I'm 61.
No, you're not.
So I am. So I'm 61 years old. And I know, I don't even believe I'm 61 when I say it. I'm like, I'm 61.
You do not look anywhere near 61. Oh my goodness. Okay, whatever you're doing, we need everything she's doing, we need to listen to now.
Hey, listen, I cleanse, I wash my face, I moisturize my face, and I use SPF. And trust me, I did not use SPF. So for those Gen Zs out there, for the millennials, for anybody that has never, who's poo-pooed sunscreen, I used to do that too. If you look at the damage here, please get on board with SPF. Yeah. It is going to be your saving grace. If that's all you use, you will be shocked. You look at the women in Korea that started that 14-step skin routine. Okay, I'm not a fan. I'm the antithesis of that. I don't have time. I don't feel like you need all that. For me, listen, I get it if that's what you're into. Not for me. I think it's a combination of a lot of waste of money and a lot of waste of my time. I just don't have it. What I do, though, have utmost respect. I have had the pleasure of being in Korea. The women are stunning, and it's because they stay out of the sun. Not to mention the high omega-3 diet too, but they stay out of that sun. And I'm not saying stay out of the sun. We love the sun. Vitamin D. I actually had to go on vitamin D replacement pills during COVID because I was very sluggish and tired. And I found out I had literally no vitamin D in me.
Yeah.
Because we're inside all the time, right? We're sitting here in front of ring lights pretending it's the sun. So the truth of the matter is, you do need that SPF. So those three things, if you can nail those consistently, that's where the 66 comes into play. 66 days, commit to using a sunscreen for 66 days. You'll really thank yourself. And your child, girl or boy, regardless, you need to get them on board, before they're in their 20s going, I should have used. Because once that damage is done, you're not going to see it. But when you hit those late 30s, early 40s, hello, damage.
That's a great segue into, when do you think kids should start using skincare? Like, is there an age where you feel like, okay, now's the time to wash your face? Now's the time to do all of these things. Like, we're washing babies and stuff, you know, early on, but when should they have their, like, when should they even have an eye cream or any sort of moisturizer, I guess, is my question.
Yeah, that's such a great question. I don't think anybody's ever asked me that, and I love it. I think, you know, and again, this is just I would have to talk to a dermatologist in terms of what and, you know, when the damage. But for me, I think some products are being used way too early. I think as teenagers, as they get maybe or as early as, depending on their skin conditions, SPF as soon as they can wear it. Obviously, as children, there is like after 6 months, there's very specific skincare for SPF. So absolutely, they should be using an SPF once they're able to regularly. Like, you should be putting SPF on your children regularly. But I think in terms of more active ingredients, I think they should be washing their face. I think teaching them to wash their face again early on. You know, maybe it's just getting them used. Look, I'm going to say the bad word, like soap, as long as it's not dry. It's designed for baby sensitive skin. I get it. But in terms of more active ingredients, like, I'm seeing girls that are like 16, you know, 12, 14 buying retinol in stores.
I know, it's crazy to me.
No. If you need a retinol at that age, because retinol is amazing for acne prone skin. It's amazing for acne prone skin. Then you need to take your child to go see either a dermatologist. I used to take my son. He'll kill me for this, but he's not watching. And he used to get blackheads, and he used to get, you know, acne, right? So I actually took him and had him do regular facials when he was 15, 16. That's a tough time for kids. And I took him, and then I got him into, at the time, he was using a little bit of, you know, a good salicylic cleanser. I obviously had access to some stuff. So I got him used to just cleaning his face. His face is great now because we did it early on. So those type of things, yes. Those serious other, like, you do not need collagen. Hello.
Yeah.
Come up to me. So yeah, I think ingredients, unless you've got blemish or acne, just SPF, really good, and wash your face. That's my recommendation.
I think that's great. Just minimalistic all around, like you've said.
Yeah. I think we go we're trying to do a lot. We don't need to do it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's too much. I think it's better to just, you know, just keep things really light. Now, if you have a partner, who, I don't know about you, but I have a partner, he's 8 years younger. Yes. So when people ask me that, yeah, so why my skin looks so good. No, I'm just kidding. But I got him so hooked. He steals my skincare. So
fine. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what's good too. He knows what the good stuff is because I kind of put it in certain spots and I'm like, this is what I'm going to day and night. Then he knows, and somehow it winds up in the other bathroom. And then I'm like, where did this cream go?
Yeah.
Exactly. They know the ones that you're using are the better ones. But it's so interesting because I think when I met him, he was already doing, like, he had a basic skincare routine. But now with all the serums and stuff, because he's actually nine years older than me. So he's now using all these serums and stuff, and it's just so funny because you know how guys can be. Like, you're lucky if they wash their face, but like, he does the whole routine. It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm seeing my partner does the same thing. It's really cool because I think and I'm so glad to see that people are much more open to it because, and one of the things that actually that men tend to start with is an eye cream. That's kind of like their first active ingredient that they add. They wash their face, but the number one product so if you want to introduce them to anything, get them started on the eye cream. And yes, just going back, sorry, we kind of diverged because it's such a great conversation, is the around the lips. I've been doing that for forever. So around the nasal folds and around your lips. And I actually even put it, you know, in these lines.
Okay.
Yeah. So absolutely a must. Our eye cream is really cool too. Peptides, caffeine, hyaluronic acid, squalene, antioxidants. It's got like, it is for a little jar, which it isn't, it's a standard 15 ml. It's got a lot of punch to it. And thank you so much for somebody who commented on our packaging. Yeah, it's cute, isn't it? It's cute. It's really well thought out, so you're not putting your fingers into things. So that's really
I know, and I like the minimalistic approach too. I find that oftentimes the minimalistic packaging, like you spent your budget and what you were trying to do with the brand on the ingredients and getting the best quality and actually a good formulation versus trying to make the packaging like this bright, shiny thing that I would see at Sephora, that was going to call my attention. But then the formula is like, like I think when you see minimalistic packaging, in my mind as a skin person, I'm like, that's the brand I want because it's minimalistic. Like they spent more time on the formula versus like pink and orange and blue and green, on the outside.
Yeah, and it's funny because I went through kind of a bit of a crazy period in my life where there was just a lot of stuff coming at me, and we've all had these moments where I just got very overwhelmed. I had a hard time dealing with a lot of color. I just wanted this kind of peaceful space, just to be able to kind of, just have a calm, my own little corner space, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was the time that we were developing Community 66, and I was developing it. And it was so important for me to have this, very simplistic, packaging for a number of reasons. I really wanted it to be able to fit in anybody's bathroom for sure, but more about just keeping it calm, letting the ingredients do the talking. And that's I'm so glad you caught that, because that's really what was about. So I know that before, because I know you're going to leave us in like,
I know I have like one question for you. Well, I have a lot of questions for you, but I have one that I definitely want to touch on really quick. I always like asking founders from the start of kind of like the concept of the brand to the point where it's now available for consumers to shop. How long was that time period? Because I think consumers often get lost in thinking, oh, this just randomly launched overnight. They did this like in 3 months. And it's like, no, this took years. This was like 15 reformulations. So I want to just get a little bit of insight into how long that process was from you thinking of this to it's now in people's hands.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So I've been thinking of this for quite a long time, but from start to finish, it was about 2.5 years of but many formulations.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you reformulations, and no, it's tacky. No, it's this, that ingredient we need to beef up. We need to, so yeah. And literally shifting packaging midstream. So it was, and during COVID when supply chain,
everything was backed up.
Yeah. It's, somebody said to me, you should do a podcast on people that want to get into this industry and just, and hopefully one day we will do that. But yeah, it's a lot of work. And listen, I'm just an average Joe. I mean, my experience is in this industry, so I live and breathe it. I started this years ago, but we make it seem simple sometimes, but there's a lot of behind the scenes. And one day I will most definitely take the camera to it, now that kind of the dust has settled a bit. So lots of stories.
Yeah. We'll have to dive into them more, but any last minute questions for me? I know you have your next guest coming on, so I don't want to hold her up.
No, I think the only thing we want to do is just to celebrate you, of course, as well as we want to give your followers on your site as well as ours. We're going to give away 2 full sets of products. So if you guys can, if you're not already following us, please follow us and let us know through DM that you would like to win a set of these little beauties. And Adaleta, if you're not following her, please go follow her. And can you give everybody your, because I can't type it on.
Yes. If I can type too.
You do it.
This gets very complicated. I am @attitude, but it's spelled kind of funny. So that should hopefully take you guys to it. And I'm actually going to share on my stories as well that they have to DM you and follow you guys in order to be entered to win the sets, because there's so many good products. This is a good set to win.
Yeah, it's really good set to win, a good way to start. So you'll get online products. You don't have to use online products. You can share them with your family, friends, you know, and whoever you want to celebrate. And I think that's what it's all about. But thank you so much. What an absolute joy it has been. Some great questions, great conversation. Congratulations. I gave birth to a brand. You're giving birth to a baby. A real live human. So I wish you all the best. I know
maybe in 10 years I'll also be giving birth to a brand. We'll see. We'll see.
And we're here to support you every step of the way. If you need any introductions, tips, and things, you know what? I'm the first one. I believe in sharing, and I believe in collaborations, and I believe very much in helping, especially women helping women.
I love it. Yes, I'll definitely be reaching out to you when I'm ready.
Yeah. No,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will stay on and I'll be commenting in the chat.
Yeah, great. So we're so excited. We're going to move on to our next guest. I'm so absolutely excited too. Alexa Johnson from Glowpedia. I'm just waiting for her. There she is. There she is. So exciting. There's so much going on today.
Hey there. It worked. Hello.
Yay. I know.
I love that.
Aren't we always the same? Whenever it goes, it works. It worked.
Well, because you never know. You never know. It's always some tech stuff. So we're going to roll with it. We're on. I'm so happy to be here. And I was just listening to your conversation previously. And you guys, that was a lot of fun. I felt like I was wanting to chirp in. So we get a chance to chat now. So this is great.
Yeah, no, you could have chirped in. It's kind of hard because you're trying to answer as many questions and you're trying to say, but I knew we were going to go live as well. So thank you so much, Alexa, for joining us. It was a good conversation. You know, I always like to have these raw conversations and spaces with the brand. And I mean, it is about community. And so hearing back from people and sharing is so important to me, as opposed to just, you know, kind of living in your own little bubble and pretending you're creating a community.
Right.
Yeah, we really want to do this the right way. So, you know, developing products and everything else for us is part of the community story. So we take everything they say, even the, you know, I was talking about fragrances, I was talking about ingredients, and that's, you know, it's really good to be honest and fully transparent. I know transparent, we've kind of killed that word, but
right.
In that way my whole life, too transparent. But anyways, welcome. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. I know, you know, because I know we have Adaleta's followers here as well, so maybe just a little bit about you as well too.
Sure. Yeah, of course. So I'm Alexa. I am a mom and also a creator. I'm based in Seattle, Washington, and I grew up with my mom, who was an esthetician, and I just grew up learning the importance of sunscreen, learning the importance of taking care of your skin. Her biggest thing was, you know, we brush our teeth, we floss our teeth. We also wash our face, moisturize, and use sunscreen. And that was something that I felt like as I got older and realized other friends were like, wait, what? You have a skincare routine? Like, what do you do? And I was like, doesn't everyone have this? And so I had kind of this big eye-opening experience that not everybody grew up knowing how important sunscreen was or taking care of your skin. So after a while, what?
Sorry, how old were you when you started? Because we had that question just a second ago. Like I was talking about, you know, how early is too early, but sunscreen was one that I'm a big stickler about too, using. So how old were you when you started, you know, kind of doing a routine? I'm just curious, of course, being an esthetician.
Yeah, so I remember every day I was given a moisturizer combined with a sunscreen, and that started to be my skincare routine that I was really proud of. And I think that was when I was about 10 or 11. Wow. And that's when I really started washing my face, and I knew I had a morning moisturizer that had sunscreen in it and a PM moisturizer that did not have sunscreen in it. And so that was my kind of the exciting thing. But what I love, and I hope I'm not jumping straight into it,
No,
or okay,
we're
we'll go
so
for it.
we're like, go for it.
You have the Everyday Mineral Moisturizer, and I think
Mhm.
this is genius because there are so many people that do not know where to start when it comes to which moisturizer do I choose, which sunscreen do I choose. And I think the simplest answer is get one that you're going to use. And if you don't want to do two different steps and you're nervous about that, get an all-in-one. You can save money too and shelf space. So I'm loving this one. And I have to say, the thing that impressed me the most, which I truly was not expecting, was the finish. It's a gorgeous finish. It is not going to make you look like a greased up turkey when you're done, you know?
I
And
know
that's
that.
so common. I think that's really common when you have a sunscreen and a moisturizer together. A lot of people won't apply it because they don't like the finish. And so this is really a beautiful finish. It's also mineral based. And I know that's really, everyone's really into mineral right now. And yes, it starts out a little bit thicker than I was expecting, but it really absorbs and it doesn't leave my skin dry and tight, which I do have with a lot of mineral sunscreens. So gorgeous, gorgeous finish.
Thank you. And if this was okay, so can I just say something? And it's, I don't want to poo-poo anybody's brand.
Sure. Yeah. No, we're not. Yeah.
You cannot launch a skincare brand and not launch SPF. Hello.
Right.
It was the most, and we took a long, we talk about how long does it take to develop a brand from start to finish. This was the one that was the hardest of all because it was the very first product we worked on, because you need that at least almost a year of registration to go through FDA approval, to go through Health Canada, to go through all of your EU, UK. So trust me when I tell you there was a lot of work and sweat that went into this. So thank you so much for recognizing that. It is a mineral SPF. I know one of the things that people talk about is the white cast that could potentially happen from minerals. We went out of our way to make sure that this had, right now I have a little bit of color to my skin. There's no white cast. We tested it on all skin tones. So it was really important for us, but not to get that heavy, greasy feeling. But it is a product that you have to, SPF,
Yes.
has to be in your daily habits. It does. It absolutely does.
Oh, totally. Yes. It's an essential. And I think it's like you're protecting your other investments, whatever you're putting on your face. You know, if you're not using SPF, then what is the point of using your retinol at night? What is the point of anything else? Because sun damage and melanoma, I mean, it's a real thing. And
oh, you are such a daughter of an esthetician. It's like melanoma and
right.
I can just hear your mom in my head. You know what, and all the power, that's a gift she gave you, because I tell you, if you can get people in that mindset, you know, there's two kind of major, and again, I think most people know this, the causes of aging. Obviously, we already know that we age. That's part of, we should be grateful and celebrating.
Yes.
We're here. But in terms of external, we have obviously the sun damages our skin. We know that, and obviously all of the pollutants and the environmental damage that our skin goes through as well. So that's why, to me, SPF is so critically important as part of like a go-to for early start. And it's never too late. So if anybody goes, the damage is done already.
Right.
You have no idea how many people will say to me, yeah, I have age spots too, but I don't want them to get worse. I don't want them to get darker. And you said it. What's the point of using retinol if you're going to go out in the sun the next day and bake? Like, it's not wearing sunscreen. So no.
Gonna undo it all. Totally.
Yeah, no, but it happens all the time. And it's funny because I hear it all the time. So in your case, because I know there's a lot of questions, and before we had some people sending us questions that they wanted, this one specifically from you, what kind of ingredients do you look for in skin brands? Is there any specific things? Because we have a lot of ingredients in ours, but is there something specifically that you look for?
Yeah, well, I think my biggest thing is I have combination skin and I just turned 35. So I'm looking for things that are hydrating as well as can help to slow down the aging process in any way. And so for me, I love retinol. That's been kind of my
Yeah.
big go-to. I also have had milia along my jawline was kind of my biggest thing. And I know that retinol really turned that around, and that has been big for me. But I was listening to your conversation earlier, and it's very much about, skin minimalism. It's not overdoing it. I think we have gone way too far with layering 20 different serums and waking up and wondering why our skin isn't just glowing and perfect. There is such thing as too much. So for me, I look for hydrating ingredients, and I also look for a solid retinol that, and I've been using your resurfacing night cream,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's really wonderful as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the texture of that.
Yeah, it's so funny because I think the misconception when we talk about skin minimalism, forget about skin for a second. We can
Yeah.
just talk about minimalism, and we talk about, whether it's in any design, right? Whether it's in your living room, whether it's in your clothing, whatever it is, people tend to think that it's kind of not as detailed or maybe
Mm.
as complicated, but actually that's more complicated than just a whole bunch of things. While it's great if you have a very eclectic style, it's a lot harder to really nail minimalism without it looking really empty. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? So when we did the products, it was about really choosing the right pieces. In this case, we're choosing the right ingredients for every single product. So if we're doing the resurfacing night cream, the retinol had to be, solid.
Yeah.
We wanted to make sure it had the hydrating properties. So the 2% hyaluronic, like even all of the ingredients that are layered in here, it has close to 16 actives. That's a lot,
Right.
And when you think about the value, what is it? Because right now we're getting into a little bit of a crunch. Some people are being, they're being a little bit more conservative about their spending, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at where you're spending, you want to get the biggest bang for your buck, and and best results for our skin, right? That's kind of hand in hand. So if you can actually, you think about what it costs you to buy a lot of single ingredients. And then you think about just having everything kind of pre-done, it's actually less expensive. So that was part of it too for us, and making sure that people weren't feeling like they were giving up something or missing out on something. We put all of those kind of heroes into one product, which I know for a lot of people it seems weird.
Right. It's the pendulum swinging, We went from wanting each individual product and ingredient and buying each one of those. And then everyone realized, well, then you have to figure out what goes together and what doesn't. That's really confusing and terrifying for so many people. So if we can get to the point where you use one product that has multiple benefits with multiple ingredients, you don't have to think about what mixes and what doesn't. And you can just buy the one product that works for you.
Yeah, because it does really, it does really matter what you use, like in terms of ingredients. Do they work against each other? We've already done all the kind of legwork. Oh gosh, who doesn't want that? It's like a recipe. I don't know if you've ever ordered like from HelloFresh or those.
Oh, yeah.
It's just done. It's there. I can just throw it in a pan. And, sometimes I need life to be that simple because I do way too much. So when we started conceptualizing and I started thinking about Community 66, all these things came into my head. I'm like, oh, I need something like that.
Yeah.
So I have to stand there and go, okay, I'm like looking for stuff. It's just done. I love my cabinet now. I know for a lot of people out there, a lot of your junkies, you've got and I say that with love. You've got cabinets full, and I have this kind of liberated feeling that they're all, it's just simple and it's done and there it is. And I do it consistently. That feels so good to me.
I love that. I'm not there. I keep getting PR, but I am waiting for that liberating feeling. So
No, it's totally okay. I get it. You're in a different place. I just kind of went, oh, you know what? I need this. I need this
Yeah.
liberation in my life. You know, I just need to bring it down a notch or two. But yeah. And I think what's really great is people are really kind of accepting of
Hmm.
trying to scale back a bit for a number of reasons without sacrificing results. I think that's
Yes.
key because I won't give up. If I don't want to, you know, I want to age gracefully.
Hmm.
And I want to make sure that, you know, I do the best by my skin. I've become less obsessed though, I think, than
Good.
you know,
Yeah. Old is the goal, you know. I think we spent a while behind our phones looking at everyone and their Photoshop and their filters. And it's almost as if we forgot what real skin looks like during the pandemic when everyone was home, you know. So I think it's important to remember that pores are normal. Yes, there are things you can do about it. And wrinkles and fine lines are also normal, but you want to do what you can, but not to become obsessed, you know?
yeah. I think that's such a good, I think old is the goal, I think is such a, I need to put that somewhere. I'm going to steal that. I love that. I think it should be that. And one of the things that I always tell the team at Community 66, I say it over and over again, is I do not want to hear the words miraculous, revolutionary,
Ooh,
groundbreaking. I want, you know, these are real people that we're talking about in our community. These are the people that we want to invite into our community, that
hmm,
we want to share in our community. I want realness, you know, and real for me is not by any means perfect. There is
right.
no perfection in reality. It's all, you know, beautifully flawed in different ways. I don't even know what that means. I don't even think flawed. It's just, it is, you know,
Right.
but yeah, I think that's, we got to get over that, right? We really, really do. We got to find a way to, especially as people are younger, is to understand that, you know what, you've been given something that's just remarkable, whatever that is, the way, you know,
Hmm.
your eyes look, your nose look, your lips looks, your cheeks look, you know, so, but do whatever feels right, but just try to stay true to yourself. That's all I always say to people, you know.
Right. Absolutely. And, you know, beauty standards are always changing. So do what is unique to you.
Yeah, no, and I know, and it gets harder and harder. But good thing is, we're going to give away. I'm going to
Yay.
kind of like go in.
Love it.
I'm going to give away 2 full sets of our products. That's all 9 products. I just want to say it does not mean that you have to use all 9 products on yourself. You can share them. You can give them away. We base our products by skin type. We mentioned that really early on. Skin type, I think, for me is such an easy way. I don't know if you feel the same way, Alexa, to kind of find and start your beauty journey. You know,
Hmm.
oily usually comes with, not always, but not a lot of times, it comes with maybe a little bit of acne, a little bit of clogged pores, and maybe it comes with a little bit of blemishes, definitely a lot of secretion of oil. So not using anything just keeps that oil coming. So it's really good to add something. We have dry, which is where I am. I don't know what your combination, right?
Yes, I'm combination dry. So I think it's because I do use retinols and I love the actives. So I have to kind of counteract that a little bit by adding in the ingredients for dry skin.
That's a really, really good point. And I think because a lot of people, when they do use retinols, it does create a flakiness because what it does is
Hmm.
speeding up cell renewal. It's bringing things up to the surface. It's bringing things out that we don't always want to. I'm like, I don't want to see that. But it's kind of like the idea of no pain, no gain. It's just a part
Hmm.
of the process. But I think uh, that's really important for people to understand that certain products, it's not a bad thing. And I think that's a
Right.
whole conversation is some of the things that you experience with your skin when you are using products. When is a reaction, and when is
Hmm.
a reaction that is a good reaction, meaning that it's just a purging phase, right? I
Right.
think that's where I think a lot of people, okay, stay tuned. We'll come back
Yeah.
another day. But those are really important questions. And you can certainly DM myself and ask those questions for sure. We are going to give away. So if you go to if you DM us and let us and start following us, if you don't follow us already, or if you follow us and tell us that you are interested and want to join this community 66 community, we will send you we'll enter you into our contest. We will be picking the winners this evening, so you will definitely know who won. We're giving away 2 full sets of the product, and we will give away, just because I'm feeling super generous, and not really, just because I think it's the right thing to do, because I know it's taking time out of your day, and I value time at the end of the day, and this means a lot that you took this time to spend with us.
Oh,
so we have just launched the Hydrating Cream Cleanser at Sephora. Absolutely one of my most favorite products. I already spoke about the Hydrating Gel Moisturizer with love. It gives us that glass skin that people are talking about. It's got the polyglutamic and the hyaluronic acid in it. The Hydrating Cream Cleanser has a lot of goodies in it. So have you tried the Hydrating Cream Cleanser? I don't know if we sent it to you because it's brand new. I believe we did.
Yes, definitely. I've tried it. Is this, because I know there was a little time there where there was a different type of packaging. Is this a totally new product, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, we repackaged our products. We did a little bit of an overhaul. We wanted to, when we were obviously going into Sephora, we did not change the prices. We did not change the formula. We just made the products just a little bit more sexy, more luxurious. So yes, and actually Sephora, being an amazing partner with us, also guided us on some of those.
Great.
As well. So it was really, truly a very nice partnership and discussion. So we had everything originally all in tubes, but so good call out for anybody that's seen it in the old version, which it really isn't that old, to be honest, because we're brand new. But this Hydrating Cream Cleanser, we're going to give away 6 of these. And I'm so excited. We're going to give away 6 of these Hydrating Cream Cleansers. So you'll either win one of the sets of all the products or one of the cream cleansers. So this is I love this. Like you said, like hydration is such an important part. I think it's underrated. I think moisturizers, and I don't know how your mom feels, how you feel. This is interesting because I know you guys must discuss a lot of stuff.
Right.
I'd love to be around your holiday tables.
Well, right, because my sister-in-law is a cosmetologist, so we have it all. Yeah, it's my mom busts out the new products, the new tools.
You need like everybody. You need like one. This is great. I love it. What great family gathering
it is. Yeah,
my mom actually was an Avon lady. I call her a ding dong lady. So that's I started my crazy career, literally taking things out of her delivery boxes and selling them at school and trading them for candy. And hence the career started.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So somebody just mentioned here the benefits of skin hydration for skin appearance and care can't be stressed enough. That is so true. And that's Skin Science by Mira. You are absolutely right. Hydration is so important. And I love when I see, even if you take dry skin and you put a moisturizer on it, forget what moisturizer it is. Doesn't it look better? Just that little bit. Now take it and add some of those luxury, highly touted, clinically studied ingredients. Wow. And that using like that's why we put hyaluronic acid in a lot of our products, because hyaluronic acid draws in everything, right? It draws in almost think of it like a delivery system. That's the way I thought about it when we were developing these products. Not only did I want it to be kind of long lasting and obviously plump the skin from within, but what I really wanted it to do was draw in all the other actives. So that's why we really wanted to make sure all the ingredients that we were using were really good, studied ingredients that are very well known, but also ingredients that were good for the skin. There was no kind of bad ingredients in there. So we went out of our way. And then of course Sephora is very good about what they deem healthy ingredients. So I wanted to make sure that hyaluronic acid was used in that regard as well. So such goodness. So we have given those out, which is really, really good. I know I had a couple of questions here that were asked. I want to make sure I don't miss anything, because then people are going to say, you didn't ask my question. I know what it's like.
Sure.
I know we talked about SPF, so I'm so excited about that. Okay, question for me and a question for you. Your number one skincare rule.
Well, of course, sunscreen every day.
Go ahead.
I live and breathe that. Like, we have to do sunscreen every day. I actually live in Washington, and it's very cloudy and rainy. But, you know, even though we are behind the clouds, the UVB rays are just as strong at times. So it's important. I feel like some of the worst sunburns that I've ever seen family members get, it's been on cloudy days when you're not thinking of the sun hitting your skin. It's still there, and that's when the sun damage happens. So SPF every day. And then also, of course, taking off your makeup, taking off whatever the sunscreen you put on in the morning, taking it off at night. You know, I think that's skipped a lot sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we all get lazy, or I don't know. You know, for me, lazy has a different term. I feel like lazy can be smart. Like, I think
I love that.
Do things. I don't think lazy is kind of, oh, she's late. I think it can be smart. It's like I'm doing things in a different way. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of like the way I feel a little bit about 66. I feel like, you know, it's just doing things a little bit smarter, a little simpler, a little bit more compact. It gives me, just again, going back to the time. But yeah, I love that. Those pretty much mine too. I'm a real avid believer in SPF. It did take me a while to get there. So I get it. Like, when you're really young, you kind of like fight it off, but we didn't have the information. Now right. we know what can, the damage the sun does. I mean, we love it. Mm-hmm. We love the sun. It's so funny. Right. West loves to bake and be bronzed, and East likes to be, you know, pale and
right.
luminous and radiant. So we're all, you know, we're all trying to find that middle ground of what we like. But SPF, either way, it is really important. Washing your face is a big thing for me. Getting all the dirt off. I can't imagine not washing my face every night. I literally will drag my body. But I'll do. Huge lover of the I don't know about you, but using the fleece cloths.
Ooh, yeah.
Real big lover of using those, because they just, with my cleanser, and it really just takes off everything. I love those. I love doing that a lot. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if we have them. My PR agent is going to kill me. But I think whoever gets the cream cleanser, don't hold me to this, because this is on camera now and I will deny it. But I think we have like 6. I will be happy if we have 6. I know we're giving away 6 cream cleansers. We'll also give you the 6 fleece community 66 washcloths that you'll each get one. So that will be good. I use that all the time. Of course, you have to wash it regularly.
Right.
One wipe and it's got to go in the wash. But those are.
And then do you use that? Because I actually haven't had a chance to use your the makeup melting balm yet. So do you use the fleece with the balm or with the cleanser after, or both?
So you can use it with both. Now, for those of you, and I know some people have talked about this, so thanks for bringing it up, the balm cleanser. It's people are kind of freaked out about it because it's super thick. Okay. So it is got a lot of stuff in it. It has sunflower oil. It has obviously almond oil. It has oatmeal in it. It has a lot of properties in this, which it has kaolin, which is a white clay mask in it. Yeah. That's where the thickness comes from. There's a lot of stuff in here. It is designed to break down makeup. So a lot of people will go, well, it's so thick. You know what it is? I think if it was in a pot, and you scraped it, you wouldn't be as questioning about it, but it is not. It's in a tube, and it's in a tube for a reason, because I'm pretty much, I like things to stay sanitized.
Yeah.
So I really do. But it breaks right down into an oil, and it will literally break all your makeup up. It melts away. Normally, I will use a fleece cloth, and I promise you on our next round of packaging, I will say that, because we have rinse with warm water, which you can. But if you really want to take it off, is use it with like a fleece cloth, a washcloth, something soft, not obviously a harsh washcloth.
Right.
It really does it makes your life so simple, because it takes everything off. If I do it once, then I flip the washcloth over, do it again. Then if I just take a washcloth and I do this, it'll be clear. I won't have any makeup on. And I have a fair amount of makeup on right now. I don't normally wear this much. It's for you.
It's for the camera. Yeah.
For the camera. But yeah, it's beautiful. It's so lovely that I'll actually.
It looks pretty. Yeah.
For this for a good 15 minutes, just like a mask, because it's hydrating. Super hydrating.
So excited to try it. I haven't cracked it open, but I will be using it tonight for sure.
Yeah, give it,
because I'm with you.
and try it.
I love when I travel and bring a something in a tube. You know, that's really hi puppy. It's easy to take around a cleanser in a tube. So I like that it's in a tube. I'm gonna try that.
My dog is barking. Do you believe that? Because he's supposed to be playing, but he's not playing. He doesn't want to miss a trick. He's FOMO. I should have named him FOMO, not all, because he cannot not be with things. But there's reality. Here we go. So yeah, try it with a fleece cloth. I know. I trust me, you will not be disappointed. It will leave your skin so hydrated that if you are using it at night, is when the best time to use a cleanser is. It leaves your skin so beautifully hydrated. You put on your resurfacing night cream or any other of your night products. That's all you need. And go to bed. If you don't wake up in the morning and you don't have really dewy, healthy, glowing skin, because I wake up every morning when I do that, and my skin actually looks as though it's been almost like a little mini facial. So just try it. I'm a huge advocate of this. It was the one product I was so excited about, but I think it was the one product that kind of confused people and went, whoa, but it's so good. And it's one of those products that, you're right, I take it with me if I go away, if I travel anywhere, and I know that it's going to address all the issues. So from a cleansing perspective. So yeah, give it a go. Give it a try.
I will.
Yeah, you'll love it. I think we're almost coming to the end. I think, is there anything that you want to ask me? Is there anything that you think we missed? Because it's been such a great conversation. I want to be at your next family gathering, by the way.
You're welcome. You come on up. We'll have you over, and we just will have to have a community 66 party too. And I'm sure I'm actually gonna head over to my mom's after this, so I'll bring her some of the products to swatch and try, because she loves trying products too. So
I love to hear your mom's take on these products. I have the utmost respect for people that deal with skin every day, and that's why I always say to people, if you have certain conditions, if you have things that are really problematic to your skin, look to the professionals. Right. If you have serious, acne problems or other things that have just flared up, if you're eczema, or try to get things diagnosed. Don't self-diagnose yourself. I'm a huge advocate of either seeing dermatologists, estheticians. I mentioned that I took my son. They do a lot of work. They know inside and out, because they actually see you.
Absolutely.
So it's worth that little bit of maybe that's where the investment is worth it for me. Go and take that time. So hopefully if we've made our products a little bit more affordable and really good and packed, but, that allow you to go visit some of the, specialists that you need to, whether they be estheticians or dermatologists. I'm a big advocate of that. I think when you're having issues with your skin, don't try, because sometimes you'll make it worse.
Right.
That's my opinion.
No, I'm with you. I think that's so important. I think that's wonderful to hear a brand founder say that, because you clearly care about the community and you care about people's skin. And I think that's wonderful that you have that take, because I agree with you full-heartedly.
Yeah, and you can come back. You still need topical skincare.
Right.
You still need your SPF, but sometimes there's certain things that need to be, addressed or identified or treated through a professional. Like, you don't do it again. It's an organ, right? So remember that. I always say that. So you're not going to do open heart surgery on yourself.
No.
You need to make sure that you go to the professional. Okay, that's extreme, but that's me, right? Only because I had surgery yesterday, believe it or not. I actually had a little something done, nothing major, everything's fine. But the fact that you need to go see people that are specialists when it's something that's really problematic, or you just cannot cure yourself, or if you haven't diagnosed it with your skin, it's better to look to the professionals. I've always been that way, big, huge advocate of that. That's why they're there, and they're schooled, and they see a lot, so they can identify really, really quickly. So that's my opinion. It's been a real pleasure. I've got just a few more minutes left on this live. So I wanted to take this opportunity to just thank you so much. It's been so much fun, so insightful on your part for sharing with us. If there's...
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. And I know big things are happening, and I'm so excited to be a part of this. So thank you for having me on the live.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Well, we'll see you soon, and say hi to your mom.
I will. Thank you, Dia.
He says about the products.
I'll let you know. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. So for the rest of us, thank you so much for being part of this. It's been a lot of fun, learning a lot, even myself, with these two lovely ladies. Don't forget to enter our contest. We're giving away, actually all together, we're giving away 4 sets of our 9 products. We're also, pardon me, giving away 6 of the brand new Hydrate and Clean cleansers that just launched at Sephora US, and they have all the goodness in them. So please, please, please enter. DM us. If you don't already follow us on Community 66, please follow us. Otherwise, it has been an amazing chitty chat with you guys. I look forward to the next time we meet. And again, please continue to follow us, listening to us, join our community. You mean everything to us. So as we develop new products, we want to hear from you. That's my dog giving me the sign that it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much, everybody. Love you all, and look forward to our next IG Live. Don't forget to enter those contests to win those. Thank you so, so much. Have a great, great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.